Chosen one. When people hear about a specific date, 19 June 2025, they often react with either indifference or fear. But in truth, dates themselves do not carry power. It is the awareness you bring to them that determines their meaning. 19 June is not just a number. It is not just a Thursday. It is not merely a point on a calendar or a countdown in your phone. It is a mirror, a door, and a reflection of who you are becoming. Imagine this date as a gateway, and like all gateways, it asks a question. Will you pass through it consciously or unconsciously? Most people drift through time like a leaf floating in the current. They are moved by the wind of circumstance, reacting instead of choosing, wishing instead of becoming. They wake up on a date like 19 June and think it is just like any other, just another day, another sunrise, another morning routine, but not for you. You are being called to see beyond the illusion of normalcy. You are being called to recognize that this moment in time holds sacred potential, if only you are awake enough to receive it. To awaken does not mean to know everything. It means to be ready to look within, to observe your thoughts, to feel your emotions without becoming them, to ask yourself questions that burn instead of soothe. What in your life have you been delaying? What part of your soul have you locked away behind distraction, behind doubt, behind fear? What promise have you made to yourself in the silence of night, only to forget it by morning? The door that opens on 19 June does not exist outside of you. It is not located in the sky or in the stars. It is inside your spirit, waiting to be unlocked. Not by chance, but by choice. This is why preparation is not just physical. Yes, the body must be disciplined. It must be trained, cared for, aligned, but if the mind is still clouded and the spirit still heavy, then even the strongest body will stumble. And so the preparation I speak of begins in silence, in solitude, in the moments when no one is watching. I watch. The door you are being called to pass through requires inner clarity, the kind of clarity that comes only when you slow down, breathe deeply, and ask yourself, am I truly living the life I was born to live? Most people do not prepare. They procrastinate. They say, tomorrow I will change. But tomorrow is only a repeat of today unless something within shifts. And so you must make a vow, not to the world, but to yourself, that by the time 19 June arrives, you will not just cross a day, you will cross a threshold. And this threshold is internal. You will cross from distraction to discipline, from hesitation to action, from fear to presence. There are two kinds of people in life: the ones who wait for the storm to pass, and the ones who train during the storm so they are ready for what comes next. The difference between the two is not talent or luck. It is awareness. It is intention. It is a sense of sacred responsibility to this gift of life. The chosen one does not wait for signs. The chosen one is the sign. And the more you deepen your attention, the more you will begin to see that signs are always there. A look, a moment, a sentence, a thought. Everything is speaking to you. But are you listening? 19 June is not the beginning of your journey. It is a checkpoint, a turning point, a moment when everything you've been practicing, thinking, and becoming will either align or collapse. If you are prepared, this day will elevate you. If you are not, it will reveal your weaknesses. And that too is a gift. For it is better to have your illusions shattered than to keep living inside them. When a mirror breaks, some grieve, but the wise know that shattered glass can no longer hide the truth. If something is not working in your life, this is your moment to change it. Not next week, not next year, now. And what does preparation look like? It is not grand gestures. It is the small, consistent disciplines that sharpen the edge of your spirit. It is waking up when it is hard. It is sitting in silence when you want distraction. It is breathing through discomfort instead of avoiding it. It is learning to carry pain with dignity and not letting it poison your heart. It is keeping your promises, being honest with yourself, making your words sacred, and above all, it is remembering who you are, even when the world forgets. You are not here by accident. You have been chosen not because you are better than others, but because you have been given awareness. With awareness comes responsibility. You have been chosen to remember, to awaken, to rise. And on this date, 19 June 2025, you are being asked to step through a doorway that leads to a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, more peaceful, and more aligned with truth. But know this, every door has guardians, and the guardians of this door are your own doubts. Your fear will appear, disguised as logic. Your past will whisper to you, telling you that you cannot change. Your old patterns will try to pull you back. This is not a curse. This is a test, not to see if you fail, but to help you realize how much you've grown. When you feel the resistance rise, smile, because that is the sign that you are close to transformation. The closer you are to the door, the louder the mind becomes. The ego does not want to die. It wants to stay in control. But your spirit wants to lead. It wants to expand. It wants to walk through that door. Not with arrogance, but with humility. Not with fear, but with sacred fire. There will be moments before 19 June when you will feel like giving up. There will be mornings when the weight of discipline feels heavy. But remember, the heaviest burden is not discipline, it is regret. You are not preparing for a performance. You are preparing for alignment. And the more aligned you become, the less external pressure you feel, because your actions will begin to flow from the core of your being, not from reaction or emotion. You must also let go of time as the world defines it. The world is obsessed with speed. But wisdom does not come quickly. It comes silently, through patience, through practice, through surrender. As 19 June approaches, the question is not, what will happen? The question is, who will I be when it arrives? If you are still lost in distractions, scrolling endlessly, chasing approval, avoiding silence, you will miss the door. It will still be there, but you will walk past it without noticing. Because the eyes of the soul can only see when the mind is quiet. So let this be your training. Quiet the mind. Watch your thoughts. Do not believe everything you feel. Stay rooted in the present moment. Watch how you eat, how you speak, how you sleep, how you move. Each of these is part of your preparation. Every act of attention builds the bridge toward that inner door. And do not expect applause. The real preparation happens in solitude, behind closed doors, in the early hours, in the moments when no one will congratulate you. But your soul will know. The chosen path is not about noise, it is about presence. If you truly prepare for this date, the shift will not be loud, it will be subtle. A deeper calm, a stronger resolve, a silent knowing that you have passed through something sacred and irreversible. This is your reminder. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be. But now is the time to decide. Will you sleep through this moment, or will you awaken to it? Will you walk through the door, or stay in the hallway of comfort? Will you take responsibility for your evolution, or will you wait for someone else to save you? You already know the answer. It is not in your mind. It is in your breath, your posture, your presence. The fire is already lit. Now you must feed it. As 19 June 2025 draws near, let every sunrise remind you that time is sacred, that every day is a preparation, that every challenge is a sharpening, that every breath is an opportunity to return to who you truly are. The world is shifting, the vibration is rising, and you have been chosen to walk through the door. But you must prepare, because the door will open either way. The only question is, will you be ready? People hear the phrase chosen one and often think of glory, power, or a kind of spiritual favoritism. But this belief is mistaken. Being chosen does not mean being above others. It means being placed in a process of refinement. Being chosen is not a reward, it is a responsibility. It is not the end of a journey, it is the beginning of a much deeper one. And this is why I say to you now, to be chosen means to be tested. You must understand the nature of tests. A true test does not appear when you feel strong and clear and ready. A true test arrives when your doubts are louder than your dreams, when your fears seem more real than your faith. A true test happens in the darkness, in the silence, when no one is watching. And this is why most people miss it. They expect tests to come with warnings, with grand signs, with dramatic music, but tests are quiet. And the deeper the test, the more silent it arrives. Now, as the 19th of June 2025 approaches, you are not just walking toward a date, you are being led toward a threshold in your life. And to pass through this threshold, you must be tested, not by the world, but by the depth of your own being. The test will not come from outside circumstances. The real test will come from how you respond. It is not about what happens to you, it is about how aware you remain as it happens. It is that you're where you remain as it happens. To be chosen means that the universe, life, or divine intelligence has seen something within you, something that others may not see. You have been entrusted with awareness. But awareness alone is not enough. Awareness must be translated into action. It must move from the mind into the muscles, from the idea into the embodiment. And that is why you are being tested. Not to break you, but to build you. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. You may notice already that life has become more intense. Maybe old patterns are returning. Maybe people you thought were gone have reappeared. Maybe your emotions feel heavier, your thoughts more chaotic. This is not a sign that something is wrong. This is the test beginning. The pressure you feel is not a punishment. It is a forge. You are being brought to the surface like gold rising from the heat, but only if you endure the fire. The weak avoid the fire. The chosen one learns to breathe in it. And so I must ask you, how do you respond when you are tested? Do you complain? Do you retreat? Do you numb yourself with distraction? Or do you sit, breathe, observe, and remain grounded, even in discomfort? These moments reveal your level of training. Everyone wants to be the chosen one until they feel the weight of what it means. To be chosen means that you are on a path where you will not be allowed to lie to yourself for long. Illusions will be stripped away. Excuses will stop working. The old versions of yourself, the ones built on fear, survival, ego, they will begin to crack, and in that cracking, the deeper you will merge. That emergence is the purpose of the test. You must become a student of your own reaction. When pain arises, ask, what is this showing me? When fear comes, ask, where have I avoided responsibility? When anger rises, ask, what in me still needs healing? These questions will guide you through the fire, not around it, but through it. Many will want to be chosen, but few will prepare for the test. Why? Because the test does not flatter you, it exposes you. It shows you who you really are, not who you pretend to be. But this is where real growth happens. This is where the real shift begins. If you avoid the test, you avoid the breakthrough. And if you avoid the breakthrough, you remain asleep. No matter how much spiritual language you read, no matter how many books you read, now is not the time to impress others. Now is the time to face yourself completely, honestly, without filters, without pretending. The test will strip you of what is false, not to embarrass you, but to free you. Most people wear their wounds like armor. They protect their ego by avoiding pain. But the chosen one knows, pain is the doorway to power. Discipline is the key. Humility is the path. As you prepare for 19 June, understand that the tests will increase, not just in frequency, but in subtlety. At first, they will appear in obvious ways: conflict, fatigue, frustration. But later, they will arrive in forms you may not recognize. A delay, a compliment, an opportunity that looks good, but pulls you away from your purpose. You must sharpen your inner vision. Learn to feel truth beyond appearances. Not everything that feels good is good for your growth. And not everything that hurts is a threat. Some pain comes to cleanse. Some confusion comes to wake you up. The chosen one does not chase ease. You chase alignment. You seek to be in harmony with your higher nature, not with the trends of society. And for this, you will be tested. The world will test your focus. The people around you will test your patience. Your own mind will test your clarity. But do not run. Do not collapse. Do not wish it away. The fire is your teacher. The pressure is your mentor. Every test is a lesson, if you are willing to see it. Ask yourself now, what have I been avoiding? What truths have I been too afraid to face? What changes have I delayed? The answers to these questions will point you directly to your test. And here is the great secret. The test will not pass until you learn. The same patterns will repeat. The same people will reappear. The same pain will echo until you step into full awareness, full responsibility, full presence. Only then will the door unlock. Being chosen means being seen by something higher. But to honor that gift, you must raise your own standard. It is not about being perfect. It is about being devoted. Devoted to your path. Devoted to your growth. Devoted to your deeper self. There will be moments when you feel tired, lost, confused. Let that not be a reason to quit. Let it be a reason to pause, breathe, and remember why you started. You are not here for comfort. You are here for transformation. And transformation is not always beautiful. Sometimes it is messy. Sometimes it is lonely. But the fruit of that path, the strength, the clarity, the peace, it is beyond anything you could have imagined. Do not expect others to understand your test. It is not for them. You were chosen, not the crowd. Do not wait for validation. Do not seek applause. Walk your path in silence if you must. Let your discipline speak. Let your actions become your prayer. Let your stillness become your power. The 19th of June is a checkpoint for the soul. It is a threshold moment. You will either rise through your tests or fall into your patterns. The decision is yours. but the opportunity is real. The vibration of the world is shifting, and those who are not grounded will be swept away in the noise. But those who are prepared, those who have trained in silence, who have walked with humility, who have chosen to face themselves, those are the ones who will rise. So now, chosen one, prepare yourself. The tests are coming. They are already here. You do not need to fear them. You need to meet them with your full presence. Let them burn away what is false. Let them awaken what is real. Do not resist the process. Trust it. Walk through it. Breathe through it. And know this: the test is not here to stop you. It is here to reveal you. Let your life become your training. Let every moment become sacred. Let every struggle become strength. And when the fire comes, stand tall. You have been chosen. You are ready. The only thing left to do is prove it. When people hear the word preparation, they often think of action, of doing more, moving faster, achieving louder. They think of building something, gathering tools, improving their routines. But few understand that the highest form of preparation does not begin with movement. It begins with stillness. It begins in silence. And it is in this silence that your real readiness is formed. The world has become very noisy. Everything is demanding your attention. Your phone, your surroundings, your thoughts, your future, your past. Noise is not just sound, it is also the endless inner chatter that pulls you away from presence. It is the constant urge to check something, do something, fix something. But you must understand this truth. You cannot prepare for your next evolution from a distracted state. If you cannot sit with yourself in silence, you will not know what is guiding your actions or what is guiding your life. You have been told to prepare for 19 June 2025, but the preparation is not external. It is not about being busy. It is not about creating more noise around you. It is about creating space within you. Without space, nothing new can enter. And silence is what creates that space. Silence is not an empty room. It is a sacred temple. It is not a void. It is the presence that allows all things to be seen clearly. When you close your eyes and sit in silence, you are not doing nothing. You are confronting everything. You are watching the patterns of your mind. You are observing your emotional responses. You are beginning to notice how much of your inner world is running on autopilot. Silence reveals the truth, not because it shouts, but because it removes everything that is false. And when the false is stripped away, what remains is the essence of who you truly are. Most people are afraid of silence because in silence they can hear themselves. They can hear their wounds, their doubts, their regrets, their forgotten promises. And so they fill every moment with distractions. Music, scrolling, conversations, noise, anything to avoid sitting alone with their own soul. But the chosen one must not avoid silence. You must walk into it willingly, because in that sacred quiet, your real preparation begins. You are not preparing to impress others. You are not preparing to be praised. You are preparing to align, to be in harmony with your highest self. And alignment is only felt in silence. In silence, you begin to hear the quiet voice within, the one that does not shout, the one that does not beg, the one that only speaks when you are ready to listen. That voice is your intuition. It is the whisper of your purpose, and it cannot be heard through noise. The reason silence is so powerful is because it reveals what is necessary. It helps you distinguish between what is urgent and what is important. The world teaches you to respond to urgency, but silence teaches you to respond from clarity. And when you begin responding from clarity, everything changes. You stop wasting your energy, You stop chasing what isn't meant for you. You begin to move with purpose. You begin to speak only when your words carry weight. You begin to act only when your actions are aligned with truth. This is the real meaning of preparation. Do not mistake stillness for weakness. Do not mistake quiet for inaction. A calm mind is a dangerous mind, because it is not ruled by impulse. It is not easily manipulated. It is not afraid of solitude. And the one who is not afraid to be alone can never be controlled by the crowd. As 19 June approaches, make this your practice. Carve out time each day for silence, not for the sake of meditation as a technique, but for the sake of being with yourself. Fully, honestly, completely. Sit with your fears, sit with your hopes, sit with your breath. Observe what arises and do not judge it. Let the silence teach you. Let it show you what needs healing, what needs letting go, what needs to be seen. In silence, you may begin to remember things you forgot. You may remember the promises you made to yourself when no one was listening. You may feel the weight of your own neglect, the ways you have betrayed your own inner knowing. Let this remembrance humble you, not shame you, because this is what preparation truly means. Returning to integrity, returning to your center, returning to the part of you that cannot be corrupted by fear or failure. There will be times during the silence when your mind will rebel. It will want to escape. It will want to justify distractions. It will tell you that you are wasting time, that you should be doing something more productive. This is part of the training. You must learn to sit through the discomfort, not because silence is always pleasant, but because it is always honest, and that honesty is what sharpens your awareness. You see, silence is not something you do, it is something you become. It is a quality of your being. When you cultivate silence within, you begin to carry that silence everywhere you go. You begin to move differently, speak less, but with more impact. Act less frequently, but with greater precision. Your energy becomes focused, your thoughts become clear, and your spirit becomes rooted. This is why the great masters are not loud. They do not chase attention, they walk in silence, because they have seen the illusion of noise, and they have returned to the source. Now, understand this, your silence will not always be understood. People will ask you why you're so quiet, why you're not as reactive, why you're not participating in the noise. Let them ask. You are not here to explain your silence. You are here to embody its power. You are not avoiding life. You are preparing for a deeper one. And not everyone will understand that. But the path of the chosen is not always understood. It is walked with devotion, not explanation. You will find that in your silence, many answers will come. Problems that seemed overwhelming will begin to dissolve. Why? Because silence brings you into the present moment. And in the present, most problems do not exist. They live in the mind, projected into the future or dragged from the past. But when you sit in the now, you begin to realize the only thing that truly matters is how present you are, because from presence, right action flows. Let your breath become your guide in silence. It is the bridge between your body and your mind. When the mind begins to wander, return to the breath. When emotions rise, return to the breath. The breath brings you home. And in that home, within yourself, you begin to feel something sacred. You begin to feel a strength that is not based on how much you control, but on how much you release. In this world, power is often measured by how loud someone is. But real power is felt in stillness. It is the man who can sit in silence for hours without needing validation. He is powerful. It is the woman who can feel the depth of her emotion without needing to act on impulse. She is powerful. It is the human being who can be still in the storm, rooted like a mountain, that truly becomes unshakable. This is the strength you are called to build before 19 June. Not outer strength. Inner stability. The kind that does not collapse when life changes. The kind that does not chase noise because it has already heard truth in silence. Let each morning begin in silence. Let each night return to it. Do not fill every space with something. Let there be gaps. Let there be pauses. In the pause, insight arrives. In the stillness, answers form. In the silence, your preparation deepens. You are not running out of time. You are running out of distractions. What is needed now is not more action, but deeper attention. Attention that arises from stillness, not from stress. From clarity, not chaos. Let the silence become your teacher. And in time, it will show you what no book ever could. The preparation for 19 June is not about becoming someone new. It is about removing what is not you. And only silence can do that. Because only in silence do all false identities fade. You do not need more information. You need more integration. You do not need to be louder. You need to be clearer. You do not need more noise. You need silence. This is your path now. Walk it. And the door will open, not because you forced it, but because you became ready.